Guys, back from the gym. By the way, you might have noticed this video has been a little bit blurry. I went kayaking yesterday and I took all my cameras with me. It was a river. I hit a rock and the kayak flipped and every single one of my cameras got soaked. So here we are. We are going to be pulling out the bacon. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Tomorrow starts the Bacon Mini Cut 2-week weight loss challenge. If you're joining me for the first time, what this is a 2-week program that I've put together that's gonna lose a pretty sizable amount of body fat in just 2 weeks. I'm hoping that you will follow me along on this journey. I'm gonna be doing it myself. I'm gonna be showing you guys my exact results. If you join me, you can expect to lose a pretty comparable amount of weight. Either join me this week or come back to this down the road in the future whenever you need to lose about 5 to 8 pounds of fat. This is the protocol I've used in the past to get ready for bodybuilding shows, photo shoots, or if I've just been on a few vacations and I gotta cut some weight. Look at us, we're at Labor Day. You can probably guess what's been happening. As a quick overview, here's how this is going to work. I've covered this in much more detail in my previous video, so if you haven't watched that one yet, I highly recommend you watch it next after this one. I'm going to be having 2 pounds of bacon every day. On top of that, I'm going to have an additional 400 calories coming from any protein source of my choice. And then finally, I'm allowing myself to have 200 calories worth of a fibrous fruit. Primarily, I'm going for fiber, but I'm also allowing myself to have a small amount of carbs just as a sanity check so that there's a little bit of variety and flavor throughout the weeks. This totals out to around 1900 calories. Again, in my other video, I break down how the calories look. Moving on from that, we're about to go get my starting measurements. We're gonna do a weigh-in. I'll let you guys see the scale so that you know there's no tricks going on. This is exactly how much I weigh this morning. From there, we'll do a waist measurement, and I'm going to show you guys a 360 turn of my physique. That way you can see all the details. Everything will be unflexed and in unflattering lighting. There's no trickery going on here. Once we've completed that, I'm going to show you how I meal prep my bacon. I'll also show you a few different things that I'll be taking throughout the week in addition to my 2 weeks of bacon. And then we're off to the races. What we'll do starting next week, I'll do a check-in with you guys to see how things are going, but I'll also do kind of like a day in the lifestyle video where you get to see how I'm actually performing this diet throughout the day, and also showing you guys how I do the cardio, which is a separate topic, but we want to do 60 minutes per day of either zone 1 or zone 2 cardio, something that's light and easy to perform but can burn around 600 to 7 calories per hour. With all that, I expect to be losing about 1 pound of fat every 2 days. This is a very aggressive cut, but because we get into such deep levels of ketosis, it's actually a lot easier to stick to than you might think. Let's go get those starting measurements and be on our way. So we're about to do this weigh-in. I brought the scale out here. I got a little camera right there. We're gonna do it all in one shot. That way you guys can see my exact weight without any gimmicks. We'll do this again on September 17th, and we're gonna see just how much weight I lost. On top of that, I'm gonna do a 360 rotation, unflexed, so that you can see my current physique. Maybe at the end, I might give you guys a few fun shots. Let's also get some waist measurements, and let the bait games begin. Looks like the starting weight was 196.8. Not a bad start. Let's see if we can get all the way down to around 192 or 193. That would make me pretty happy. Alright, looks like my waist is measuring in at 31.5 inches. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can get it down even further. Alright, now we're going to do the 360 rotation completely unflexed. I might throw a couple flexes in at the end just for fun. Alright, welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I'm going to prepare the bacon for the week. First things first, I'm going to get this oven started. I've put it to 350. I'm going to go to the gym while it cooks. I don't want it getting too out of control. Normally, I would set it higher. When we're meal prepping bacon like this, it does tend to take a lot longer. What I've got here are 2 catering trays. This makes the cleanup so easy. I'm not doing any pans. There's going to be no wiping up. I've got this parchment paper here. I put the bacon on the parchment paper. It gets as gross as it needs to. I toss it in the trash when I'm done. There's zero cleanup. In fact, I can even reuse the trays. This one so far has done a lot of good for me. If it gets dirty beyond control, I toss them and I grab another one. Costco sells these in a 20 pack for about 20 bucks. So I'm gonna first things first line up the trays. Now with the trays all lined up, we're good to go. I'm going to be stacking this bacon on top. We're going to go 2 packs in the 2 pans. I'm not too worried about layering them as they are going to take a long time. I'm going to flip them later on anyways. Once this goes into the oven, we'll come back in about an hour and a half. We'll see where it is. We'll flip them. I'll probably turn the oven up to about 500 at that point. 4 pounds. Normally I'd go for 6 or more, but I do want to get this stuff done. The more bacon you cook, the longer it takes by a lot. Just giving you guys a heads up on that. 4 to 6 pounds is pretty reasonable. 8 pounds is going to take a long time. I'm going to go to the gym, get a nice pump going. We'll check back in around here in about an hour and a half to 2 hours, see how it's doing. We're going to flip it, probably leave it in for another hour, maybe hour and a half. It should be good to go by then. Since we're still here, let's really quickly talk about the protein. I'm going to put up a time lapse while I do this. You can watch me prep the bacon. I've got some protein powders out here. Isopure is going to be the best one that you can have in terms of nutrition. It's exactly 100 calories. It's perfect for what I'm going for. I can get 100 grams of protein from this. No questions asked. It doesn't taste that great. It's vanilla. The Costco protein, this right here, the label's not as great. You got a little bit more calories, 130. I don't think that's too big of a deal, but let's be honest, if I'm having 4 scoops of these, that is an extra 120 at the end of the day. But this does actually taste pretty good for what it's worth. If you have a hard time having protein powder as it is, as much as I like this stuff, as much as I'm going to tell you this is the best you can have, in fact, you guys haven't even seen it yet, but this is what I really take. That's unflavored, no flavoring whatsoever. This kind of stuff doesn't bother me. If it does bother you, this tastes just like a chocolate milkshake. This right here, at least it's got a vanilla flavor. At least there's something going on there. Up here, no flavoring, nothing. This is going to be the best that you can do, but a lot of people probably aren't on that level yet. If you are though, I've got links to this in my Amazon affiliate program. If you want to help support this channel, I'm trying to be sponsorship free, so I just put stuff on there that I use myself. If you want to use it, go for it. If you don't, not a big deal. By the way, now would be a great time to subscribe. You know, you guys made it this far, may as well hit that little button down there. I'm going to go to the gym. Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at the fruit real quick. So while you guys are subscribing and liking the video, here's my strawberries. They're frozen. I'm going to weigh these out. My food scale is still on my desk. Weigh out a pound. That should be about 200 calories. Otherwise, I could always go to the store later and get fresh fruit, but this is what I have in the house right now. I did just get back from a weekend out of town. It is Labor Day. But it's also chest day. I'm on my way to the gym. We'll check back with you guys in around 2 hours. All right, guys, back from the gym. By the way, you might have noticed this video has been a little bit blurry. I went kayaking yesterday and I took all my cameras with me. It was a river. I hit a rock and the kayak flipped and every single one of my cameras got soaked. So here we are. We are going to be pulling out the bacon. By the way, the blurry lenses are finally resolved. As you can see, the bacon is nice and crispy. I'm pulling this out now, but we're gonna take a closer look at it here in a second. Now, I like my bacon crispy. If you're not a crispy bacon guy, you could always just pull it out sooner. If you want, you could leave it in longer. Just make sure that if you do that, to lower the temperature, because you don't want it to be like super burnt. All right, so this is what we're working with. This right here is 2 pounds of bacon. Once it dries, it's gonna even further firm up. This is how I like it. For me, this is a good cook. Sometimes when I pull these over, a little bit of it is still undercooked if I wanted to. I could always just move this around a little bit, throw it in for about another 20 minutes and just really jack up the heat. And that would kind of dry out some of these wet spots. Because I had to take some of this into work. So I'm taking this into work with me tomorrow. So all this bacon I just made is going to go into this pan, which is going to go to work with me tomorrow. I'm going to do another larger cook later when I get a little bit more free time. I'm going to cook way more than just 4 pounds of bacon. That's going to go in a bigger pan. This guy right here. Now remember, I'm eating 14 pounds of bacon per week for the next 2 weeks. So it's going to end up being 28 pounds of bacon total. So I am going to be mass producing this stuff like it's going out of style. But the beautiful thing is this is an easy way to shed a ton of weight in a short time span. It's always worked for me. I'm hoping that you guys will try this, because if you try it and you actually stick with it the full 2 weeks, I am confident that 100% of you will be like, wow, this is the easiest diet I've ever done. You'll never need to try other diets. The nice thing is you cut the weight, you lose it, and then you just go back to whatever you enjoy for daily nutrition. Now, of course, I don't like processed foods. When I say processed, I mean ultra processed. Some foods are processed. There's levels to it. I avoid seed oils. I avoid most chemicals to the best of my ability. I know there's some preservatives in the bacon, but hear me out. I stay away from the food dyes. I stay away from high fructose corn syrup. I stay away from a lot of things that say natural flavors on them. You have no idea what those actually are. It's a nice way for food companies to have an ambiguous product that no one really knows what's in it. They call it natural flavorings. We really don't know. So this is what we do. We eat the bacon. It's not quite carnivore. Some people think I'm carnivore. I do eat fruit, so that eliminates me from being carnivore, but the basic principles are just to get into deep ketosis. Using the bacon's got salt and potassium, so it helps keep your electrolytes up. I've done a video on that as well if you guys want to check that out. I'm going to start panning this good stuff up, eat tons of bacon over the next 2 weeks. Go ahead and type Discord in the chat of this video. It's not too late to start. I have a Discord group where I'm helping everybody who wants to join this journey with me. I'll get you linked up. We'll get you caught up to speed. If you can't start on September 3rd, just pick your own dates. This is what I'm doing. You don't necessarily have to be on the exact same schedule as me. In fact, if you're watching this video down the line and this challenge is already done, just do it at your own speed. I plan on having 4 videos on this. The first video came out last week. That was my introduction video. Again, if you're just now joining me for the first time, I recommend you watch that video next, because I kind of spend a little bit more time on the actual details. Keep an eye out. The next 2 videos are going to be progress reports. If you're watching this way after the challenge is done, let's say it's September, it's October, whatever, keep coming back, because I'm doing this kind of stuff all the time. I have a feeling this video series will do well. If I'm right about that, we'll just keep doing stuff like this. There'll be more food challenges going forward. Once my marathon's done, I'm going to get more focus on diet again. My diet has been all over the place since training. It's really hard to do keto and run. We're going to do 2 weeks all keto, hour cardio every day. I'm not going to run as hard, but I'm still going to be running. Come take a look at this, by the way. Tell me that doesn't look like the easiest cut you've ever heard of. That's 2 days worth of food, and we haven't even covered the protein or the fruit. I can still have protein and fruit throughout the day. So 2 days worth of food. I'm pretty excited. Trying to lose about 6 pounds. I'm 198.6 as of this morning. If I get down to 192, I'm happy. With that, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like the video if you really want to help this channel grow. The biggest thing that YouTube checks is shares. Now, I would be honored if you would share this video with someone that you know, but even if you don't feel comfortable doing that, if you could take this video and just share it to your own email address or share it to your own phone number. YouTube just sees that a share is a share. This kind of stuff goes a long way at helping me grow. On top of that, if you do want to support me financially, I have an Amazon affiliate program. You can go look at the things that I put on there. I'm not sponsored by any of them. It's just products I like. It's up to you if you want to buy it or not. With that, guys, I'll see you next week. Let's get this bacon cut started. I've been Andrew Fillion. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.